It's gay. Ew. You know, I have... Excuse me. I have heard the landing on the moon described as many things: remarkable, historic, fake. Some people call fake. I don't think I've ever heard it described as gay, which is what Candace Owens is going to describe it as. The original one, and then just the little quick trip to space for Blue Origin with some of the celebrities. And here Candace Owens is saying, bizarrely, that both of those things were gay.
Of NASA and moon landings because he thinks they happened. And listen, when the guys did it, it was fake and gay. I'm sorry, Matt, and it's time for you to admit it. It was just as bad. You just weren't alive for it, okay? Homies were on the moon making phone calls before the time of cell phones, like, hey, what's up, Prez? It's me on the moon with the flag. No issues. First time we ever...
So this is what passed for a right-wing political commentator, okay? She's doing political commentating here.
Ever flown this thing? Yeah, I don't know. We just got through the belt pretty easily. And until Matt Walsh accepts that the mission in 69 was also fake and gay, I don't care. I can't defend you. Even if I fully agree with you about Gayle King, I literally cannot defend you. Okay, you must come to terms with the fact that NASA and space missions have always been this fake and gay. You just weren't alive for the original ones, and you need to learn the history of NASA, of the Apollo programs, which were occult and satanic. It was literally meant to be an antichrist movement to make people believe.
Which is gay.
Believe in man. It's a fact. I'm going to show you guys. It's like, you can look this up anywhere. Look up Jack Parsons and the Apollo.
Yeah, satanic cult and having sex with men, that's gay. Luke, that's gay. Okay, moon landing. Now I know, obviously, as Trump supporters insist on explaining to me every time I talk about this, is a synonym for lame, which I don't love. All right? When I think of things I love, I don't love that. But I know that's how you're using it. But separate from that altogether, wait, before moving further though, because we do have more on this whole people believing that the Blue Origin, Katy Perry and Gayle King and some others, Jeff Bezos's Blue Origin thing it was like a 10-minute trip, I think, up into the, space and came back down. And it was honestly funny. It was funny just how much sort of backlash they got, and then they were upset. It's just sort of not the time, guys. Okay. But before that, remember when I spent 24 hours with two MAGAs, the Moody's, and this compilation came of it, which is just how many times they used that one word.
If you do, you're gay. I feel like most gays are probably constipated. It's against nature being gay. Luke isn't gay. He's attracted to himself. Archie's gay too. Gay guy. That sounds like a gay term. So not gay.
Let's do a tally. Luke being gay.
Every second that he's gay, take a tally. Even gay men can beat women. Why do I sound like a gay woman? So gay. Homosexuality, guys.
How does he do that gay?
More than gay guys.
Let's do an Am I Gay quiz. What's the gayest color, guys?
I need to tune out the gayness. You're gay. My white gay knight. No offense, gay.
Bro, you're on some gay shit right now. I don't want to learn from a gay man.
He doesn't read BuzzFeed, he reads Gay Feed.
Anything we don't like, it's gay. Anything that we think is dumb, it's gay. Anything, so
Bundle of sticks, it's gay. Being gay is sinful. It's like, that's gay. Gay black guy, in case you're wondering.
Every single time she makes something like gay or whatever, she's like, oh man, that's so gay or whatever.
I call everyone gay. I call myself gay, okay? I'm a woman, I'm gay. I get emotional and I try to tone police you, I'm gay.
I don't really know how to roast you except for being gay. Because the only thing that I know that's like really bad about you is the homosexuality.
Now, by the way, seeing that, many of you have been writing and asking if I've seen sort of the post-Grudge. So we did a show where left-winger, right-winger debate. And then in that case, it was like a special episode where we spent 24 hours together and it was crazy. You can find it on the channel, Grudge podcast, boom. But I got asked if I want to give my thoughts about her post-Grudge arc content. Maybe to come, but hold off on that. So, but even aside from that, yeah, I think it's just so childish and ridiculous that people still do that. That's gay. That's gay. It's like, come on, let's grow up. And they'll admit, yeah, we're using it as a synonym for bad, weird, strange, but they don't care if that makes anyone feel some type of way. And I'm not about giving them the butthurtedness that they want to see me exhibit. So what is weirder is that she thinks it's lame. We'll fill in the term for her. She thinks it's insane to believe that the Blue Origin flight and the moon landing and our other ventures into space were real. Colin Wright said, Candace Owens is the paradigm case of a person who allowed herself to become so open-minded that her brain fell out. It's so true. Because people will go, I've told you this before, but I don't respect the mainstream consensus. Oh, the consensus is that it would be good to get the COVID vaccine. No, I'm against that. The consensus is that climate change is being, affected by humans and maybe we should be concerned. Nah. And as you reject more and more consensus, some people reject so many that they get too weighed. Everyone says that Hitler was the bad guy in World War II. I'm going to reject that consensus. That's a new thing in right-wing media. Very disturbing. But here, it's the moon landing. Now, I don't need to tell you that it's ridiculous to believe what she believes. But I can tell you that I don't know, Fuzi? Is that his name? Fuzi? Yes? Who's that? It's a streamer or something?
He was a big YouTuber like a decade ago.
Okay.
He's sort of just been in and out.
All right. So now he's in. And here's Fuzi driving. Don't drive and record videos. That's dangerous. And talking about how he believes the Blue Origin flight was also fake, which, just so you know, I'm critical of the PR of that. And also, I told you in a different segment, I'll remind you of this. It was a little tone deaf whenever they came out and kind of wanted a lot of accolades, and people were just thinking, I don't know, this is kind of random. We're talking about cutting Medicaid, and now we're supposed to be all hyped up that whatever. But calling it fake is silly.
I'm sorry, guys, that did not happen. It did not happen. And if you believe that it happened, I am sorry. I think you are clinically retarded and mentally stupid. Genuinely, from the bottom of my fucking heart.
Okay.
From the bottom of my heart. I closed Twitter as soon as I saw that. I saw her blowing fucking thing. I'm like, this is like, what the fuck?
He's driving. He grabs onto a wheel. Did you see that? If you're driving, you're breaking the law. You're not supposed to. Is he driving?
I closed Twitter as soon as I saw that. I saw her blowing fucking thing. I'm like, this is like, what the fuck? If they have movies like
Why is his hands off the wheel and it looks like he grabbed? Maybe he's not and he's grabbing just a seat, but that looked very good to me. Okay, so he thinks it's fake too. And it seemed, from all I can tell, it was very much real. But the fact that they spent all this money and then like a lot of emissions, but it's fine. I get that space exploration sometimes will take even financial waste and will gain value from it. But it definitely flopped from a PR perspective because people were thinking, I can barely afford the basics. And they're telling us they need to cut the basics I do get, like Medicaid or the Ponzi scheme, as Elon called it, of Social Security. And you all celebrities are upset at us for not thinking it was more remarkable or giving you more congratulations about this trip to space. Yeah, that's tone deaf. I get it. I mean, do it if you want to do it, but don't expect people to be so wowed. But I mean, you might remember one takeaway that was interesting.
I hope they can see the unity that we modeled and replicate that and understand that we weren't just taking up space, we were making space for the future.
Yeah, that's good. I do, honestly. Hey, all the love to Katie. I grew up on. This is a house built on, baby, you're a firework. So, but that's a funny statement. You weren't taking it, you were making it. I don't get it. And what would go viral were people responding saying, here are the hardships that I've experienced. I'm just laughing because of the next clip. I know it's about to be played. Here are the hardships I'm experiencing. And we're kind of getting reprimanded for not being more wowed.
This is what bothers me, because I've certainly read some of the things online coming from people that I know, that I like, that I consider friends. And this is what I would say to that. Space is not an either or, it's a both and. And because you do something in space.
Did all of y'all get high up there? Were all of you smoking up there? What is all this talk? Katy Perry, we were just waking it. We were making, wait, what? You know what I mean? It's like, what? And then you're saying it's not an either or, it's a both? What is an either nor both? What? That's funny.
This is what bothers me, because I've certainly read some of the things online coming from people that I know, that I like, that I consider friends. And this is what I would say to that. Space is not an either or, it's a both and. And because you do something in space doesn't mean you're taking anything away from Earth. And what you're doing in space is trying to make things better here on Earth. What Blue Origin wants to do is take the waste here and figure out a way to put it in space to make our planet cleaner. I mean, Jeff Bezos has so many ideas, and the people that are working there are really devoted and dedicated to making our planet a better place. That's number one. Number two, have you been? Have you been? If you...
All right. It's so good. It's just too funny. That's why I had to return to it. Again, no, I don't think it was fake. It wasn't, obviously. And that was probably a remarkable experience for you, truly. And I'm really happy for you. But have you been? No, what? That's what we're saying. Have you? Well, I don't think you can speak on this unless you've been to space. Like 3 people. No, more than that, obviously. But I'm saying like a very small group of people. Have you been to? I'm gonna start doing that. Oh, you think that I'm wrong about politics? Have you even been to my house? It's like, no. Why would I have? Oh, Gail. Don't feel any. If you're watching, Gail, if you're feeling that there's this disdain for you, it's not there. Don't worry. Don't stress about it. Don't, just enjoy the fact that you got to do this. Maybe take some of the criticism about how it felt a little out of touch, but it's always going to feel out of touch when these big, expensive things are being researched and explored, and then Jeff Bezos getting a PR stunt. It's sort of... But don't, just enjoy the experience for what it was, okay? Because people, it's not about you. There's just a general sentiment right now when big, fancy things get to be done by fancy people amid all of the just basic struggles that they're experiencing will sort of direct the anger at you, and you don't feel like it's a dog pile. I don't think it really is, but it was just a funny thing to make fun of. And Katy Perry coming out, and they'd just been up there a little while kissing the ground like she hadn't gotten it forever. It's funny. And the fact that, yes, I mean, a little bit high vibes.
And for me, like Gail said, this wasn't a ride. It wasn't a destination. It was a journey, and it was a supernatural one. And
I say all this with love. I say with love that you're crazy. No, it wasn't. Oh, that I'm confused. Can someone explain? You, Jaden. You're gonna explain this. All right, listen and then explain.
Journey, and it was a supernatural.
Oh, wait.
Like Gail said, this wasn't a ride. It wasn't a destination. It was a journey, and it was a...
Tell me. It wasn't a ride. It wasn't a trip. Was it a trip or wasn't it? It wasn't a physical trip, but it may have been a mental one.
Yeah, hi.
What did you say?
Just hi. Your theory's right.
No.
They had to.
Maybe these right wingers are right, and they just put them in a capsule and just pumped in like some psychedelic, and then all of them would come out and they're like, it wasn't a what? It wasn't a walk, wasn't a run. It was a jump. But have fun, you're rich, it's fun, cool. That's awesome. But people are gonna be mad at you. It's just life now. All right, it's just life. It's life. And at least it was real. And you can point to the right-wing criticism of you that it's fake as being irrational. But it's reasonable that people see it as a little bit wasteful. But space exploration is important. Share your thoughts in the comments.